Hey everybody, I've got a good one for you today, the Economic Ninja. We're gonna.
I got a good one for you today.
We're here at Dan Iledgley's event, and
Yes.
It's so cool to get around these guys. And I get a lot of questions, and I'm gonna cover some ground.
Oh, sweet. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no rhyme. I don't even know what the title's gonna be.
Dan's like, I think upstairs looking down on us right now going, no, they're beating us.
They're getting out a good one before me.
Yeah.
Home builders struggle to find buyers. Mortgage applications have been running down close to 40% year over year.
Yeah.
Confidence among home builders dropped for 10 months in a row in October. For the 10th month in a row in October. So you've been calling for the real estate crash.
Yeah. I called the top like 2 Junes ago.
Hey, before we go any further,
Yeah.
you've really lost some weight, man. You look good, dude.
What? I didn't think we were talking
You
about
look
that on
good.
the channel.
Anyway, go ahead.
What?
Let's keep going. I love throwing you off. So go ahead and tell me about this.
about? Yeah, so exact same scenario of headlines playing out that happened in end of 2006, 2007. Same exact scenario. It's so exciting. As a matter of fact, right now we're sitting at like a 7%, 7.25% interest rate, mortgage rate, and that is exactly where we were when the top fell out from the real estate market back in 06 and 07. And it gets me super pumped because this one is going to be much worse, and it means many opportunities are going to be out in front of us. And I got to be honest with you, sometimes I'm a giddy like a schoolboy. I can't get over it. And I want people to share this excitement and get ready. Stop looking at what you don't have right now and look at what you do have, because during a crash, whoever has something, just a little bit, right? There's a famous story in the Bible. Someone just had just a little bit and they were able to feed themselves for the rest of their life because an opportunity presented itself. And that is what's really exciting.
Okay, so cancellations by property developers are up 11.16%, a 35% cancellation rate in the third quarter, up from 9% a year ago. It's crashing.
It is.
We've been talking about this real estate crash. I have been selling rental properties and really trying to get out of the way because I don't want to be holding the bag because real estate comes down. Nothing goes up in a straight line, and it kind of makes me sick to see these brokers really, and it's funny, some of them are YouTubers.
Oh yeah.
And they are pushing real estate like there's
That's how they get paid.
Tomorrow.
Yep, that's how they get paid. They're cheerleaders.
Yeah, it's really important. If you have several streams of income, you can get out of one a little bit and put it over here, or just go to cash and get ready for the buying opportunity of a lifetime.
Well, you and I talked about it a long time ago. Like, hey, why don't you take some of your rentals and sell them and pay off other assets? And your cash flow went through the roof.
You said.
Yeah, and it went through the roof. And so what you're doing, and what Chris did and his wife did, is they limited their exposure to the real estate market. So yes, there's less upside potential during times of jubilee and things are exciting and real estate's going up because the equity's going up. But what you did is you drastically increased your cash flow on a percentage basis, and then he reduced his risk on a percentage basis as well. I like that.
I do too.
Yeah.
So I've got some. I don't want to talk about real estate too much because I get people. I don't want to get people excited. It's not time to buy just yet.
No. You've got like a year and a half, 2 years for it to flush out. People need the process of banks taking these homes back from people that should not have bought in the first place, and taking it back. It takes a long time.
I heard a guy say, I don't remember, it might have been Robert Kiyosaki, he said that what everybody says during a liquidity crisis is, I want my money back. That's the narrative. That's the
true.
thing. It's like, all I want is my money back. And there's going to be a lot lot of people that have
Let's talk about
lost it.
Kiyosaki, actually.
Sure.
So it's something that people don't realize, and not Robert personally, but there's these other, like Grant Cardone, these guys that are pumping these 10X products, that they're huge, right? And one thing that they don't tell you is what type of mortgages they're in. And I would be very interested to see what type of notes that they have on these large properties, because these guys are buying massive, massive properties, and they're going to get hit too in some hard times. And they rightfully so, they would admit it. When people can't pay their rent, they're not going to pay their rent, or they're going to pay less. And we're already seeing rents drastically decrease, and that's a totally different level of investing. When you're buying, apartment complexes with 300 units in it, a whole different animal. But I'm hoping that these larger buyers, these guys that are on YouTube talking about it, have fixed rate loans, that they're not variable, because right now they'd be in the hurt locker.
Okay, I don't want to talk about crypto too much, but we talked about real estate and how it's not the time to buy.
Yeah.
Could it possibly start being the time to buy crypto, in your opinion?
No, I've got buy orders in at $11,000. And let's say I'm wrong, because I've been talking about this crash for quite some time. I never sold any of my crypto during that time, right? Did I lose value? Yes, both of us did, right? But the thing is, and that's where you need to be a better investor. A better investor understands that you could be wrong, right? There's always that chance you could be wrong. And that's why we always dive in, because we don't think we are wrong. And we think it's a sure thing, and people put a bunch of money, speculation money, into an investment and they lose it. So if I believe the long-term prospects for Bitcoin, I believe are massive. I believe that you will see $1 million Bitcoin someday because of the sheer amount of people that adopt it over time. But before that, it's going to have these massive moves. So what I want to do is I want to buy on weakness for long-term holding. I'm not a trader. If you want to trading, go get a course by like Johnny Bravo. Those are great. I don't have the discipline or the time because I make my money in different ways. One is cash flow. I don't trade. So I'm waiting for a much bigger pullback. And I think honestly, even if my $11,000 trades go through and I actually get the Bitcoin, I think you could actually even see down near the very serious resistance point of $3,500. So yeah, no, I don't think this is the time to buy.
Okay, we were gonna talk some gold and silver, but it was about how are you gonna sell? What are you gonna do with your silver?
Oh,
when during the epic crash of the lifetime, how are you gonna barter with it? But we're gonna do a whole video on that.
All right,
I want to get.
I know what not to do. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, the next video will be about that. Thank you guys for being here and hitting the like button because it really helps this message get out.
Yeah.
I always forget to say that, by the way.
Yeah.
So. We've scaled out of real estate. I like to talk with the Ninja about this kind of stuff because he's really good. He's way better at timing than I am. And so we're scaling out of our rental property. I did. You don't even have any.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Crypto's headed into the gutter.
Yep.
Gold and silver is in a really strange. To me, it's strange because I kind of thought it would be way down not way down, but. We actually called it right. The prices are coming down. The premiums are going up. They're not going to let.
They're exploding.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. I got to just say, one palladium coin is like $250 over spot. Like, dude, that is.
Congratulations to everybody that bought one.
Palladium, yeah. And then I did that call for platinum, I think, what was it, like 3 weeks ago? I don't remember. I don't know what the exact price of platinum is right now. Someone was saying it was near $1,000. I haven't even looked, but I know it's up. But when I bought the platinum coins, they were like $100 over spot. I mean, you're like, holy cow! Half the price of gold, the same spot price, the premium. It blows me away.
Were we about to see fireworks for gold and silver?
I think so. And the reason why, and it's funny because I called Johnny, and Johnny's like, hey, the bottom isn't in for silver yet. And I'm like, yeah, but the problem is, Johnny, if you're looking to buy physical, you better do something now. And he goes, yeah, but it's not the bottom yet. And I'm like, I know, you're a paper trader. But the premiums are exploding. I believe you are going to see a default on the Comex soon with platinum. But it may not be a default. They may be forced to go out and buy.
Now, what does that mean?
That'll be an epic
What does
short
that mean?
squeeze. What do you mean?
A default at the Comex.
Explain so default is so first off, they have all these different rules, and they made them harder and harder to get physical in your hand when you call for delivery. So they make those make it very difficult for you to do it. But as of right now, there are ways to physically take your paper contracts for buying platinum, go to the Comex and say, I want to call for delivery, which means I want the bars from the vault now delivered to my house or my own vault. When they default, it's going to mean they're just going to move to cash. That's literally it. They're just going to go to cash settlement. But what it will do is it'll be a psychological damaging event in most Wall Street traders' minds, because they'll go, wait a minute.
We can't do that anymore.
Yeah, we can't do it. So it's not a real market. It's fake. And it's funny because people don't think that these markets are fake.
Here's the way I like to think about it is there's probably 300 people, up to 300 or maybe more, that own the same ounce of gold on paper.
Yep.
So when they all call for delivery, they're not going to get it.
Yeah, and a little unknown fact, or maybe it is known well, it was J.P. Morgan that actually started that, because J.P. Morgan's father, he would grow up and there would be all this gold in here, and he'd go to his dad and say, Dad, why is all this gold still here? And he goes, well, it's on deposit. And he goes, well, how often do people come get their gold? He goes, only about 10% of the people ever come and get their gold at any one time. And J.P. Morgan wanted to he said, well, let's loan this out, because this would be great. We can make money on it, other people's monies. Yeah, it was literally the first derivative of gold. And his father was just completely against it. And it wasn't until his father died that JP Morgan started doing that and just making tons of money off other people's money, and fractional reserve banking just really took off.
Yeah. So, all right, back to the narrative thing.
Oh, there's narrative.
Yeah. So crypto's down.
Yeah.
We're out of real estate. Gold and silver are starting to act funny. Now,
the gold miners are.
That's okay. So
off.
my timing is so bad. I was probably 6 or 7 years early in the mining sector.
Me too. Yeah, me too. No, yeah. I've been investing in mining since 05.
And I got it's actually Jack over at Nobody Special was talking about you kind of sell out when you talk about people, talking about miners. We talk about miners. I try to bring up stuff in our videos that I think is going to make people money in the future, and every one of them have been miners. I think all of them. Maybe one wasn't.
Yeah, but those same people talk about ETFs like they're good. They're all fake. So it's you know what I mean?
But it's right now, we don't look bad right now, but we're going to look really cool in the future when the price of gold goes above $2,000 an ounce. And these miners quadruple, triple, and some of them 10x.
Well, I already had 3 mining stocks double since September, and I've had 1 quadruple.
That is such an exciting time.
That's cool.
To be ahead, you're early, but be broken clock. Be the broken clock that's right every now and then.
Yeah, because when you're right and everyone else is wrong, you have more purchasing power.
So. Yeah, it's really pumped. All right, so. I'm excited. We're going to do a ton of videos here, and we're going to go see Dan and get a good one out. And we're going to eat some breakfast. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, man, I'm excited to be here. Thanks. All right.
Later. Have an awesome day.
Oh, yeah, that too.